Hey game lovers, I'm Steve Nash.
And I'm Antonella Ruffalo, and this is our review of Kachina, or Kachina.
It's actually what the
Kachina.
Japanese say when they go to the casino. And they come in, they go, "You tell me what is Kachina? I need to make the Kachina." In Kachina, players are trying to score victory points by strategically placing tribal dolls in the right spot. Inside the box, you'll find 60 doll tiles of 8 different types, 1 scoreboard, 5 awesome player aid cards, and 5 score markers. The game is played until all dolls have been placed on the table.
Here's how to set up the game. Each player chooses a color and receives a player's aid of that color. Place the scoring pawn of each player on the scoreboard. Shuffle all the tiles and give each player 5 randomly, and place the rest to the side for drawing. These 5 tiles are the player's starting hand. Select a starting player randomly and start the game. Let me explain the different tiles you will play with. Each tile has a value and a special ability. The Kashari has a value of 1 and changes all adjacent tile values to 0. The Hummingbird has a value of 2, but if there is a hummingbird at both ends of a row or column, they automatically dominate that row or column. The Warrior has a value of 3, and when played, replaces an older tile. The Wolf has a value of 4, and when checking who dominates the row or column, you add up all wolves in that row together to take the value of the wolf played. So 3 wolves in a row would give you a value of 12. The Eagle has a value of 5 and can be played on top of another tile. The Ogre has a value of 6, and no other tiles can be placed adjacent to it, except another Ogre. The Sun has a value of 7 with no abilities, and the Chief has a value of 8 with no abilities either.
The first player will play a tile at the center of the table. He scores 1 point for starting the game. Then he draws a tile, making sure he's back at a hand of 5 tiles. Next, the second player plays a tile adjacent to that tile. Because there are 2 tiles in a row or column, he can now check if this tile dominates the row or column. If the tile he played is the highest value there, he gets 1 point for each tile in that row or column. In this case, he does dominate and moves up by 2. He now draws another tile. The third player plays a tile, checks if it dominates, scores points, and so on. A row or column can never have more than 7 tiles in it, so the game goes on like this until all the tiles have been played. The player who accumulated the most points in the game wins.
It's a really fun tile game with some strategy and puzzle solving. However, towards the end of the game, whatever tiles you draw will dictate your next move. The different abilities are great, and the player aid cards are really useful. It's a fast-paced game, easy to teach to new players, and has a good replay value. The rulebook is nice with examples and descriptions. The overall quality is also great, but the player aid cards are double-sided with the same language on both sides. They should have printed another language on the other side instead. The artwork is okay, and we're giving Kachina a 7.5 on 10.